Hello, this is Riley Porter with Seattle Sumo. You're listening to a commentary track for the 1964 Hatsu Basho, Day 11. The video coverage for this tournament can be found on the Japan Sumo Association's YouTube channel, and there will be a link for that included below. You will need a $9 membership to access said coverage, this commentary track, of course, being free. As usual, I'll count backwards from 3, 3, 2, 1. As I hit the N in 1, I will click play. You'll do the same, and we'll be in sync for the day's coverage. Without further ado, I will get the countdown started and begin the video. 3, 2, 1. Futabayama, Taiho, Shianofuji, Archive. Coming to day 11, we have two co-leaders, Yokozuna Taiho and Maegashira Kyokuni. First up is Aranami. He's up against Futasegawa, Juryo visitor from the Asahiyama stable. This is his first basho under this ring name. He was fighting against Kotetsuyama until now. Trying for a change in fortune, I suppose. Aranami pushes on the chest, but Futasegawa has the better of the tachiai. Unfortunately, a little too much forward lean, and Aranami takes the opportunity to push down on his back. But Tsuki Otoshi, to me, Aranami picks up his 5th win. So, staying alive, keeping his hope for Kachikoshi alive. He's never gotten the Kachikoshi in this top division, Aranami. Ogiyama is against Uragawa. They're both on 4-6. It's a 4-1 head-to-head in Ogiyama's favor. A little bit of a slow start for Ogiyama, but he's got himself out a little bit of a Maimitsu there with his left. Trying to keep Uragawa off his belt. Inside deep with the right. Now looks like a Morozashi here for Ogiyama, but a bit of a Kubinage neck throw from Uragawa. Secures him the win at the last second, so Uragawa goes to his 5th win. Ogiyama, his 7th loss, so one step from Makekoshi. Uragawa looked like a kind of an amateur wrestling move there, a little bit of a head and arm. That Kubinage. Waka Naruto is on 4-6 against Husanishiki, also 4-6, a lot of 4-6 just now. It's a first-time meeting between these two, Husanishiki being the more experienced veteran. Husanishiki, good start, pushing on the chest, but he gets sidestepped there. A little bit of Inashi from Wakanaruto. Just shifts to the right. As Husanishiki's forward momentum take him past, and then he shoves him out from the side. So, Oshidashi or Okuridashi, depending on the angle he landed on there. Wakanaruto gets his 5th win. Husanishiki his 7th loss, so Husanishiki is now one step from Makekoshi. Kitano Fuji, Shinyu Maku, already with his Kachikoshi, is up against Kairyuyama. It is their first meeting. Kairyuyama's stablemate Kyokuni bested Kitano Fuji earlier. Kairyuyama looked like he came out ahead there. He came out pushing head and hands first on the chest of Kitano Fuji. Couldn't quite keep his footing, but I think it might have been enough. Well, I suppose not. It looks like Kitano Fuji himself was even a bit confused by the outcome there. Well, it's his win. I suppose Kairyuyama just lost his footing a little too soon in his all-out kind of pushing attack. So Kitano Fuji picks up the win, probably by Hataki Komi or Tsukiotoshi, a pull down. Well, Tsukiyotoshi's thrust down, Hataki Komi's be a pull down. Wakamiyama, our other Shinyu-maku, is looking for his Kachikoshi today. He's on 7-3 against veteran Tsurugamine. Of course, this is their first time meeting. Good charge from Wakamiyama. He's across the line first. Not moving Tsurugamine back very far initially. Tsurugamine has already got his inside right on the belt. Standing firm, not giving away any ground at this point. Now he's got the outside left. He gets moving forward, puts on the Sotogake on the right. Makikai grip change. He's inside with the right again. A little Makikai attempt from Wakamiyama, but it's no good. Another Sotogake from Tsurugamine. Couldn't quite finish him. A little pause in the action here by the Gyoji. to fix the mawashi. Wakamiyama's has come a bit loose here, and now we'll resume the action. Let's get that Sagari out of the way. They're back on. So Tsurugamine, inside right, outside left. Wakamiyama has the same. It's Migi Yotsu, Yotsuzumo, all four hands on. Tsurugamine makes another swipe at the legs with his own. So trying some footwork to upset Wakamiyama's balance, but so far hasn't seemed to amount to much. Wakamiyama inches forward. Tsurugamine goes deeper with the right. Bit of a stalemate here. Breathing hard. Wakamiyama deepens his inside right. Tsurugamine is finished off Yorikiri. Wakamiyama drops his hips, finishes him off. Looks like Tsurugamine was trying some kind of grip adjustment with his right there. I think Wakamiyama managed to shake off that grip with his left. It was opposite the camera there, the camera angle, so hard to tell. But Wakamiyama gets his Kachikoshi on day 11. Both our Shinyumaku Dikishi, our top division debutantes, got their Kachikoshi. Pretty neat. Tsune Nishiki is up against Hirokawa. They're both on 6-4. It's a 2-1 head-to-head in Tsune Nishiki's favor. He prefers grappling. Hirokawa seems like pushing better, and Hirokawa's off to a pushing start. Low head in. Now it's, unfortunately, as Hirokawa made his way inside, Tsune Nishiki just twisted away. Looked to me more or less like a Tsuki Otoshi thrust down. So Hirokawa got a little stopped up there. Tried to force out Tsune Nishiki, but Tsune Nishiki, when it comes to close quarters, he's a little better, I suppose is the simplest way of putting it, than Hirokawa. So, 7-4 for Tsune Nishiki, Hirokawa 6-5. Wakanami is on 4-6, and he's up against Kane no Hana, who's also on 4-6. It's a 2-0 head-to-head in Wakanami's favor, so Kane no Hana yet to beat him. Good thrusting start from Kane no Hana. Wakanami, though, he gets that outside left, pivots and mixed for the throw, that Uwatenage on the edge, and it looked to me like a successful Uwatenage. The Gyoji agrees. No protest. Pretty nice. Pretty good throw. Quick reaction from Wakanami. You could see he'd pretty much the instant after he got his hands on the belt, he pivoted for the throw. So didn't waste a moment there. Kane no Hana, a good initial attack, but couldn't finish it. Now, Amatsukaze is against Ogi no Hana. It's a 5-0 head-to-head in Ogi no Hana's favor, so he's definitely got the Tokitsukaze Dikishi's number. Even head-bonking start, a little Inashi there from Amatsukaze, gets to the side, pushes up on Ogi no Hana. Ogi no Hana, deep outside left, but is twisted over by Amatsukaze. I'm not totally sure. That might also just be Tsuki Otoshi. I feel like I've called Tsuki Otoshi one too many times for the day's coverage, but hard to tell. Sometimes Amatsukaze in any event gets his 7th win, so that's one step from Kachikoshi rather, and it's his first win against Ogi no Hana in 6 meetings. Ogi no Hana's stablemate Deiwa Nishiki is up now against Sawa Hikari, decidedly less experienced in this division than he. And Deiwa Nishiki immediately stands up, doesn't move forward at all. Sawa Hikari takes the invitation, dives in. He's got an outside right. Deiwa Nishiki putting some pressure on now. Moving him towards the edge, Sawa Hikari keeping up his lateral movement. Pushing up there on the chest. Little Hazuoshi from Sawa Hikari. He tries to break away to the side. Deiwa Nishiki follows him. Stays posted on top. Little Kote Nage attempt from Deiwa Nishiki. Can't quite sync it up though. Sawa Hikari. Okay, he might be moving for a double inside there, but couldn't make it happen. Daiwa Nishiki drives him to the edge. Sawa Hikari. His hand hits the clay before Daiwa Nishiki loses his balance, so that's a successful, I suppose that might be Kotenage from Daiwa Nishiki. Gets his 5th win. Sawa Hikari, his 7th loss, so one more loss for Sawa Hikari would be Makekoshi. Daiwa Nishiki keeps his hopes of Kachikoshi alive. The oldest man in this division. Still got a lot of fight left in him. Toyokuni is on 6-4, and he's against Kiyokuni, who's on 10-0, undefeated so far in this basho. Good low charge from Kiyokuni, but Toyokuni gets the distance back, or gets the pushing going, but now Kiyokuni surging back into him, dropping his hips and chest. Well, a little back and forth there. Kiyokuni is really very good at lowering his head. He's a taller Rikishi, but he knows how to dip his body in, really lower his level, and move in with the shoulder. So despite being shorter than Toyokuni, he attacked from underneath for his portion of the assault. Of course, since that's the 10th Makunoshi bout in 20 today, that's the halfway mark, so we'll shuffle in the new Shinpan here. The former Kagami Sato leads the line. And he'll move to the left here. I don't recognize this gentleman here. Frame. Tama Arashi now, already with his Makekoshi 2-8, is against Waka Haguro 4-6. So 3-2 head-to-head in Waka Haguro's favor. Tama Arashi's a little faster across the line. Nodowa pushing up on the throat. And Waka Haguro breaks the hands. He moves his way inside. Pushing up on the pit there. Little leg trip attempt. And Tsuki Taoshi thrusting crush down. Waka Haguro gets his 5th win. So, not over-eager, Waka Haguro in this bout. I think he felt pretty confident. And taking a patient approach with Tama Arashi, just working his way onto him, keeping contact and crushing him down with his superior size. Waka Haguro keeps his hopes for Kachikoshi alive. Waka Chichibu, one step from a losing score, 3-7. Tochio Yama already with a losing score, 1-9. It's their first time meeting. Good hard charge from Tochio Yama. Pushing back at the chin is Waka Chichibu, but he's a little upset here in his balance. Coming up lower is Tochio Yama. Surging back from the edge is Waka Chichibu. And he finishes Tochio Yama Oshidashi. Well, that was a little messy for Waka Chichibu, but he prevailed in the end. Just moved forward. Kept his hands on the smaller man. Comes out ahead in their first meeting. Keeps his hopes for Kachikoshi alive. I think I've said it a few times now, but Waka Chichibu in any event avoids Makekoshi today. It's his 4th win. Maedagawa, 2-8, already with Makekoshi. Aono Sato, 2-8, already with Makekoshi. So these two, not a lot to lose, but hoping to pick up some points here. A good hard charge from Maedagawa, pushing, thrusting, and swung away by Aono Sato. Well, I don't know if they would call that a Tsukiotoshi or Sukuinage. I didn't quite see the angle that Aono Sato's arm came in there, but in any event, it looks like he just tossed him over. So Aono Sato braved the attack. Didn't get too flustered there. Tossed over a little bit of an overeager, too much forward momentum Maedagawa. Haguro Yama is against Fuji Nishiki. They're both on 4-6. And it's a 10-7 head-to-head in Fuji Nishiki's favor. He's a hard charger, looking to finish this Oshi style, I'm sure. Haguro Yama, a little overeager perhaps. They'll try the Sankyo again. And now Fuji Nishiki is a little ahead, so 3rd time's the charm for this Tachiai. And they're off. Fuji Nishiki, Hazuoshi under the armpits, finishes Haguro Yama Oshidashi. Push out. Fuji Nishiki gets his 11th win over Haguro Yama, his 5th win in this basho. And unlike stablemate Maedagawa, might just get a winning record this time out. We'll see. Fuji Nishiki. Myobudani from the Miyagino stables on 4-6 and against Hagorohana, excuse me. It's on 1-9. 6-2 head-to-head in Myobudani's favor. A good pushing assault from Myobudani, and he takes it all the way, Oshidashi. So Myobudani, I tend to think of him as a grappler, but this time around didn't want to get close quarters with Hagorohana, probably because it would have resulted in a lift out. Hagorohana's pretty good on the belt, and given their height disparity, I really can't blame Myobudani for his approach today. Myobudani, his 5th win. Looking solid. Daigo on 7-3 wants his Kachikoshi today is against Kai no Yama, Shin Komosui, already Makekoshi. Low charge and immediately trying for Shitate Nage is Kai no Yama, but couldn't finish Daigo, who's now wrestling for an inside grip of his own. Kai no Yama defending himself, sticking with that inside left, tries another Shitate, doesn't work. Now trying for a Maimitsu there with the right is Kai no Yama, can't make it work. Kai no Yama pulls away. Wow, how about that? It looked like to me a Niwate Dashinage with his right outside. A pulling overarm throw from Kai no Yama to get his 2nd win of this basho. So Kai no Yama determined to win this match by a throw, and he does just that. Daigo couldn't get his Kachikoshi today. He'll try again tomorrow. Kai no Yama gets his 2nd win. Good for him. Tochi Hikari, he's got his Kachikoshi, but he's kind of fallen out of the Yusho race. He's against fellow Ozeki Yutakayama. Never really a Yusho contender this time out, but looking generally solid. It's a 5-6 head-to-head, and it favors Yutakayama. A low charge from Tochi Hikari. Tries to move inside for Morozashi, but Yutakayama's protecting his belt. Sotogake from Tochi Hikari, but no good. Tochi Hikari has got the outside right now. Inside left. Same for Yutakayama. Yosuzumo, all 4 hands on. Tochi Hikari's really dug into the shoulder there. As far as belt fighting is concerned, I think Yutakayama's probably slightly stronger between the two. We'll see. Yutakayama lifts. He lifts and deposits Tochi Hikari outside the dohyo. Tsuridashi. Yutakayama pulls into his 7th win. 1 step from Kachikoshi. Tochi Hikari, his 3rd loss. Well and truly out of Yusho contention, I think we can say at this point. But Yutakayama, a pretty powerful performance there. Really showing off his powerful physique. He's one of the biggest Rikishi in this division. Tochi no Umi, let's see if he has any better luck than his stablemate just now. He wants to keep his record as clean as possible to get his promotion to Yokozuna. Iwakaze, the Crouching Tiger from Wakamatsu stable. If he loses today, it's Makekoshi. 6-5 head-to-head in Tochi no Umi's favor. Slight edge, but relatively even. Low charge from the both of them. Iwakaze's in business, where he wants to be. With his head in the chest, Tochi no Umi tries to work his way inside with the right there. He's got the belt. He's digging in. Iwakaze's pulling away. Tochi no Umi. Oh, he's deep inside with the left now. He should be ready to finish this, and he does just that. Shitate Nage. Well, Tochi no Umi gets his 10th win in 10 days. He's completely clean since his opening day loss. And looks set still for promotion. If he can get at least a runner-up, or even just winning this boss show outright. But that will depend upon how Taiho does at this point. Kiyokuni, I don't think we can factor in quite the same way. Saranoyama, he picked up his first loss yesterday against fellow Ozeki Yutakayama. Has an even tougher opponent today in Yokozuna Kashiwado. Himself with only 1 loss. It's a 6-5 head-to-head in Kashiwado's favor. the man to bet on for this encounter, I think, overall, but it's fairly close head-to-head. Sadanoyama, I think, will want to come out pushing. He's good at it. Kashiwado, I think, is a bit more prone for belt fighting and a quick finish by way of speedy charge. Sadanoyama will want to keep him from getting the momentum going. Let's see what happens. Sadanoyama in quick, charging, pushing up, and pulling down, but Kashiwado keeps his footing. He's working his way inside. He's inside right now. Sadanoyama's got the same Yosuzumo. Kashiwado crunches in and lifts. Sadanoyama, he dances on the bales and tries an uchari, but it really does not look like it worked to me. I would count that probably as more of a Yoritaoshi crush out in favor of Kashiwado. And the camera is following Kashiwado, so we can safely assume the Goombay went his way. No protest here, so Kashiwado gets his 10th win, Sadanoyama his second loss. I would say it's pretty much falling out of the Yusho race. Kashiwado, he looks set to contend for the cup here against fellow Yokozuna Taiho. Here's Kitabayama, fellow Tokitsukaze Ozeki to Yutakayama. Let's see if he can go off his off the good omen of his stablemate's victory. And Taiho here is undefeated. He's on 10-0. The head-to-head is 14-9 in the Yokozuna's favor. And safe to say he's the man to bet on for this encounter. Taiho blasts upward, tries to pull Kitabayama down. Kitabayama keeps his footing. He's a little shaken back a bit here. Taiho resumes a thrusting attack. Kitabayama tries to dig his head in here. He's got an outside right. Taiho with the inside left. Kitabayama, I don't know if he's able to get that inside left. Taiho's got a long body. But it looks to me like Yosuzumo now, which should definitely favor Taiho, who moves in and crushes down Kitabayama Yoritaoshi. Taiho stays perfect. His 11th straight win this basho. Well, he is the man to beat. Who can do it? Pretty hard to say at this point. I don't think any other Dikishi is really in as good a form. Mathematically speaking, Kiyokuni is tied with him, but Omega can never really be tied with the Yokozuna in a race. Well, exciting sumo. Thank you for joining me.